Hello, bonjour, and welcome to PR Rendezvous number 83. I'm Nata, for those who don't know me, Nata from the agency NATA PR that I founded more than 20 years ago. And as you can see, I'm not in my office today, so sorry, it's a little shaky, but that's the best angle I could find in the room where I am now. This is something I try to do once in a while, talk to you and do those live rendezvous anywhere I am. And I try to, this is something I want to do. So I want to do a series where every Wednesday I'll be connected and talking to you, answering your questions about public relations. And of course, NATA PR, the agency that I founded. And I also created a new program called the NATA PR School. And these rendezvous are part of it. And I exchange and talk about PR and what we are doing at the agency. And I want you guys to understand what the power of PR and use it and include it in your marketing plan. And the best way is just to be out there and give you all that information. So we also have a podcast called NATA PR School, in bracket EN for English. So don't be too surprised if you see NATA PR School FR. This is the French version. What you hear is the typical French-Canadian accent. So yes, we do everything in both languages, English and French. At NATA PR, we cover North America, sometimes Europe, but we are really expert in the North American market. And we can cover, of course, the Spanish market as well, if you are interested. So all this to say that my topic today is, should you be working with an influencer or a spokesperson or an ambassador for your brand, for your product, and when? These are questions all of my clients have. So in this rendezvous, PR rendezvous, I'm talking about when there's a contract between you and another person, an individual, and you have decided in exchange of something, could be money, sometimes something else, but there's a written contract in which you want that person to talk about specific things, mention different keywords that are very important for your company's key messages. And of course, you ask the influencer to give you access to their fan base when you do that, as you can imagine. If it's a personality, sometimes we're more familiar with that. If you think about this amazing star, singer, or an athlete of any kind, if it's a soccer player, for example, very famous, then you can understand that what you're paying for is this access to their fans, because their notoriety, notoriety. So that's a difficult word for me, as you can see. So this is why you pay for, right? So let's talk about, I wanted to exchange with you guys, and if you have any questions, please type them in. I'll be happy to exchange with you. And if you also want, you can reach out to me at nata@natapr.com. I'm easy to find also, natapr.com. That's our website, natapr.com. So 5 different questions you may ask yourself, five different angles, 5 different reasons why you want to work with a spokesperson or an influencer. So the first one is you really are looking for someone that has this influence online. And for some clients, actually, what we've done in the past, I'm going to give you an example. So to me, the first one is, okay, I love working with what we call prescriptors. They are influencers. They have a huge, sometimes, follow-up. They have this, many fans just love them. Let's say it's a chef or someone that loves to cook and is really like out there cooking and showing its creation, its recipes, his or her recipes. And let's say that they're specialized in giving ideas for people for their dinner at home that really cost not a lot of money, especially during the inflation that we are going through, probably still when we will be watching this video. So, if someone is like specialized in cooking in any way, it could be cooking dessert or cooking food for kids. So maybe your product would be perfect for someone like that, and you want to have access to their fan base, and you want them to talk about specific things. So we did that with Thermomix. To give you an example, Thermomix is this crazy device. I like to call it just to simplify, because it's a complex device. It can replace more than 20 small appliances in your kitchen. But let's say it's kind of a crazy blender that cooks, but having a chef using it, it gives a lot of credibility to the device. It also gives a sense of, wow, maybe I should try this if this chef thinks it's amazing. You see what I mean? So this is the influence. So you're looking for someone that has this influence on, could be on Instagram, Facebook, or TikTok sometimes, depending on your target consumer, of course, and their age, right? So if it's something that caters to a young demographic, of course, a TikToker would be probably amazing as well. So that's number one. The number two that I kind of like too, that's very interesting, is you want to put yourself apart from all the other brands in your category. So it's the differentiation. So you want to make yourself very distinct, different from all the other brands. If you think about beauty, for example, there's so many beauty brands out there. So it's easy to understand why, let's say, not to name it, L'Oreal is working with those famous Hollywood star, for example, because then what you remember is really the star using the products, and that's way even more than the brand. So you're going to say, oh, that's the brand that my famous star uses and talks about. So this is, what we call égérie. So you have this ambassador, this spokesperson. But it's the same thing. You can work with an influencer that is really, let's say, vegan and is really, really, really specific about what she or he chooses, what kind of product they put on their skin or in their body. So maybe, it would be a good fit to have someone like that talk about you. So the second reason is to put yourself apart from all your competitors, right? In a category where there's so many people sometimes. So that's category number two. Number three, which I like too. So I have five that I want to talk about. Oh yeah, you're looking for someone that's really good at transmitting messages, explaining things, make everything look simple. Let's say you have this new electric device or very fancy electric car that to so many people seems to be something very complicated, and they're curious to see how it works. So having this ambassador that because you've looked before, you know how they speak, you know how they express themselves, you know that their fans love how you can simplify concepts. Sometimes that can seem a little complicated. So it's fun to see someone showing you, well, I was approached by this company, electric car company, and I was skeptical at first, but then I decided this is what I did. This is the electric platform that I use and where I go in the city and how I travel and this and that. So you can see through someone that's living the experience how something that's can be like very innovative is working. So having someone that's really that can really convey, like transmit your key messages and can express itself well too sometimes. So be careful with that. So that's number three. Then the number four. So the number one, we're looking for someone with influence. Number two, you want to set yourself apart. So you're looking for someone to put yourself in a category that's sometimes very, very busy of other similar brands, let's say. Number three, you're looking for someone that's a really good spokesperson in a sense that expresses themselves well, can really explain things, simplify. So I like when they can, let's say, convey key messages. That's number three. Number four, one of the categories that I love really is you're looking for someone that's going to create an emotion and really touch your, let's say, your consumer, your potential clients. And think about the mommy bloggers. It's easy to understand that these women that go through this incredible experience. They love to talk about it. They love to share the experience. They love to look at other women that live the same thing that they are going through, and they're really curious to see and hear them about how they simplified the baby's life or their own life. And it doesn't have to be something for kids or for baby. It can be for new mother. Let's say I'm thinking about a client that has this amazing product for a woman, new mothers who are going through these phases of hormone changes. So their body, their skin, their hair, everything is like going in all directions. So they have products for the new mothers, and so that's a good example. So that's number 4. You're looking for someone that's going to create this emotion. That's number 4. Number 5 is also very interesting, but let's talk about it because I know we all dream about it. I'm the first one who would love to be able to duplicate this. We went through it once, just so you know. So it's really rare, and this is when you want to become viral. It's not as often that we hear it from our clients, but many of our clients, I remember a few years back, so they were thinking that this is what social media would bring them, and it would be instant. So becoming viral would be so easy. I think people understand more how it works, so it doesn't happen all the time. But we went through it once, and it was just an amazing experience. So what happened is we found this influencer. She's a woman influencer, and her values were the same as the brand. So they were creating this dessert that you can eat with your fingers. It's called mochis. I don't know if you know what a mochi is. It's kind of a macaroon, and the paste is made of rice, and they inject ice cream in it. And they were extremely delicious. All this to say that her name is Miss Sushi, so she creates those sushi. She was a fan of mochi, so working with her, our fan knew that she wouldn't work, or even if she was paid, because it was not a secret to her fans, of course. But they knew that if she had decided to partner with that company, it's because it was something well done, good, and reflected who she was. Because when you work with an influencer, this is what you buy. You buy the personality. So that's number 5. So number 1, influence. Number 2, you're looking for someone that has this, let's say, expertise. And number 3, they convey key messages. Number 4, it's the mommy bloggers. So the emotion, you can create emotion through their fan base. Number 5 is how can you become viral? So virality and sharing. All this to say that we're talking about spokesperson and influencer, but it's not a must. I know many brands that never use or pay for someone and use their personality, their face, or if they do, it's going to be really like short term, like with some short term influencers, but the brand will never be represented by a human. And it works. They are successful. All this to say that you have to be careful when you choose someone. And if you think about what happened not so long ago with Adidas and Kanye West, so at first was a very successful partnership with him. But of course, humans can say things and change their mind, and sometimes their value might differ and be very even damage. What they say might damage your company, might be very critical for a company. So I guess, if you don't know the story about Adidas and Kanye West, you can go look online. This is not the subject of this podcast, but this is just an example, and to tell you, be careful and make some researches. Go look at them, start following those people, or partner with someone that can really explain to you who these people are, what they do, and why they would propose that you partner with them. And be careful, because some young agencies sometimes don't see the whole scope of things. And so if you have any questions, of course, I'm there to answer you. You know where to find me. I'm NATA PR. This was PR rendezvous number 83. I hope you like those rendezvous. And if you have any questions, please contact me. I'll be more than happy to answer you. And more than anything, I hope you'll be joining me next week. So today we were in this little venue. I'm not at the office. I'm traveling, actually. But I'm going to try to do those every Wednesday and be there to talk to you guys. And I hope you will become my new PR fans, and you will integrate PR in your marketing plan. So hopefully you'll have a great week. À la semaine prochaine.